Hello everybody and welcome to my makeup collection storage as well as filming setup. So I thought that I would just show you the whole thing. So this room that you are looking at right now is, well, not really a room. It is what would normally be my dining room in my apartment. It was really the only place I could really have everything really fully functional. So you have my living room on the right, and then my kitchen, laundry room, and stuff's all on the left. But this is really kind of an open space. It's not ideal, but it definitely works for me. So I'm just gonna take you on a little tour of my space, show you my stuff, how I've got things organized. This is probably gonna be a long video. It's been very requested. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I am gonna have to go into handheld mode here. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too shaky. So I'm gonna try and keep myself steady. So the first thing I have here is this big storage unit. This I've had for a while. On the top of it, I have all of my samples. So this is the stuff remaining from hashtag 365 days of samples. So you can see a couple hair things. That's the makeup one. Perfume. How lucky am I to have so many by the fireplace perfumes. This looks like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. There's a box here that has nail stickers and that kind of stuff. I just wasn't sure where to put it, so I just put it there. But it's a bunch of like mostly travel size, deluxe size products, couple exceptions for skincare stuff. Just stuff that I like to have around while filming and things that I can easily grab. It's a pretty large container. The first drawer in here, I'm not going to open all of these. This is eyelashes, as you can probably tell. It's the lash graveyard. This is more lashes. These are things that are either not used or still in the boxes. So, a bunch of different lash styles in here. I have some from the 909 Beauty. I have the Bold Face Beauty, like Alter Ego lashes, and I have a couple other styles and stuff that I haven't tried yet. Just a bunch of lashes that I haven't gotten around to using, or ones that I keep in their boxes as opposed to the lash graveyard up there. This next drawer, drawer number 3, has some pretty cool stuff in here. It has my glitter. It also has some of those miscellaneous eye products as I talked about in my inventory. So stuff like the Maybelline gel eyeliner would count as that. These Tarte ones. This is bubblegum. It's a clay pot like liner, which I would use sometimes for like cut creases and stuff. So that's what I consider to be like miscellaneous. Also things like this is a Tom Ford. So it's got the powder shadow and then a cream shadow in the bottom. Most of this is my glitters. So I have a bunch of glitter in various sizes like Lit Cosmetics, MAC Cosmetics. I have like Pat McGrath powder eyeshadow and glitter, various kinds of sparkles that you could possibly imagine. Lots and lots and lots of glitter. This is the pretty glitter drawer. So you can see I've got lots of glitters in here. It's fun to look at. Easy to store things. I wanted to move stuff. I had it in a different spot and I thought I'd move it here because this is probably something that I would grab either when I'm filming. So I sit there for filming, so it's really, really close if I decide I want to add some glitter. Also, it's really close if I'm coming from the bathroom where I'm applying my makeup, which I will also show later. I can easily grab things, and I can see things really easily. There's a lot of space in here because I do have a lot of glitter products, so I thought I would use that. The next drawer here has like miscellaneous hair stuff, other accessories. There's like a wig cap. Nothing very exciting. Again, same thing with the second drawer here. Not really organized. I've got like a hairbrush, a wig brush, some combs, some extra like wig pieces and hair pieces, and like there's a crown. It's just some miscellaneous stuff that I wasn't quite sure where to put, so that's why that stuff is all there. Then we move into makeup. So I did do a blush collection video. This particular drawer just has my blush palettes. I initially had the blush palettes and the like blush singles, whatever you want to call them, together, but I wanted to spread things out so that I could look at things easier, so things weren't just like sitting on top of each other. So I did do a full blush collection and declutter video if you want to see that, to know exactly what I have. This is eyeshadow. So I have quite a few spots with eyeshadow. This is the first one. This was a spot that I ended up repurposing because I was moving stuff around, trying to make things the most functional. I don't know why I keep saying functional. Most functional for me. So after doing my palette inventory, I put palettes in here that I want to get more use out of. So like I have my Pixie palettes, there's Nabla, there's Coastal Scents, Marc Jacobs, there's I believe Morphe in there and Pop Beauty and just a bunch of palettes that I want to get more use out of. So I wanted to put these here first and just to encourage me to go through these because these I'd say are pretty much the ones that would be like on the chopping block, so to speak. Just things that I need to use more to get more familiar with to decide like what I actually think about them. And the final drawer is really heavy and this is my single shadows. So I'd like, and it's very heavy. Okay, when I pull this drawer open, it wants to tilt my entire storage thing over. So this is going to be a little bit tricky because if I let go of my hand, the entire storage thing wants to fall over. So I'm gonna try my best here. So this is not really the most ideal setup for my single shadows. I really don't know how to store them, so that's why they're all here right now. I would like to get to the point like where I can free up one of these like miscellaneous things up here. I need to like move things around and then I will rearrange my single shadows. So these are just all of my singles in their various forms. So like some Inglot shadows, like a bunch of miscellaneous things, all in Z palettes. I haven't gone through and shown all of these things yet. If you'd be interested in like a single shadow tour, let me know. So I got like MAC shadows, more miscellaneous Z palettes. I go through and I rearrange things like as motivation strikes. Like I have this one that has all green shadows and I have a bunch of like these little Makeup Geek quads with some Pinky Rose Cosmetics and there's some Sydney Grace and some Viseart. More Makeup Geek palettes which have singles in them. So this is where they just live for right now. I like having it right here on the bottom where it's easily accessible because whenever I'm sorting through, whenever I want to do like a Duping the Vibes video, I just like to sit on the floor. So I like to have that accessible, but what I want to do is like move a bunch of these up and like clear out this here so that I move like blush up one, these eyeshadows up one, and then rearrange my singles into these two. So that's a future goal, something I'll work on when I have a little bit more time. Next, we have a smaller 3-drawer storage unit. This one came from IKEA, I got a few years ago, and on top of it I have some palettes on display. So right on the beginning we have some Natasha Denona. Again, if you want to see every single palette I own, I did just do a palette collection video. So I've got the Gold, Sunset, Metropolis, and Lila that are out here. I have a brush holder with some Coastal Scents brushes because I really didn't know where to put it. I thought it looked good there. And then I asked my son to help me pick out palettes to display for the last one, and unprompted, this is what he picked. He picked the Tropic palette because he said it was beautiful. He said it was pretty blue packaging. He picked the Viseart Editorial Brights because it was so colorful. And he said this one was really pretty and looked like me. So if you know my thoughts about that palette, you know it's really funny. And then he just picked the other one to go next to it because he's like, they're the same size. They go together. So smart kid. So I wanted to put that out there because he wanted to really help me. He wanted to have like a say in like how some of this stuff looked. So I like letting him rearrange things. As long as it works for me and it makes him happy, I'm all good for it. So the next thing we have here, now this, let me explain because I know what you're probably thinking. What the heck? Didn't you clean anything? Listen. You're gonna see cat hair over everything here. Cashmere has long fur. She sheds like crazy. There's cat hair everywhere, but also this is where she lives. This is one of her favorite spots. So just for perspective, that's where my computer is. That's where the box is. That's where my couch is. There's a lot of blankets on the couch. I like to be cozy. But this is where that box is. This is one of her favorite places to sleep. So I have cleaned it quite a few times. However, because of the material of the box and the nature of cat fur, I can't quite get it all off. This is where she likes to sleep. It's also really close to like when I'm filming. Oftentimes when I'm in this area, she's like doing something weird in the kitchen right now. Oftentimes when I'm in this area, this is where she hangs out, so she's close. She often likes to be close, especially like when I'm editing and filming and stuff. She's usually right there. So that just has some miscellaneous products in it right now, as well as some of the things that I had decluttered for my collection, but I'm passing off to people that I just haven't been able to pass off to yet. The next two things have headbands. Yes, my beloved headbands, flower crowns, all that kind of stuff is stored in these boxes right here. I'm sure people love those things. I haven't been wearing them very often lately, but I want to bring them back again. I mean, I haven't abandoned them entirely, but like I have 2 boxes worth. This has some wigs in it here. I don't really have a good wig storage. I don't have the space for it. Like, I'd love to be able to have a whole proper setup for my wigs. I just don't have it. So they are in a box tucked away, most of them. 2 of my newer ones are in my bedroom because I'm trying to like keep them lying flat and so they don't get tangled. And then I have 1 smaller wig that is in this space, which you'll see in a minute. So that's just what those boxes are. Next to it, we have a bag that just holds my empties. This is just what I decided to use to hold my empties. And then more boxes. I have lots of boxes of stuff. So this other bag next to it has Back to Mac products. So whenever I get a chance to Back to Mac, whenever they're doing that again, I have my Back to Mac stuff because I do tend to have a lot of Mac products. So Back to Mac bag just made the most sense as I needed somewhere to keep it. Empty box. I have like boxes inside of boxes for like storage things. So most of these boxes are empty. This one has more hair pieces in it, like wig pieces or like partial pieces. There are more wigs in here, and I think this one is empty or it's just a box of boxes. So I think I will repurpose some of those spaces from that storage unit in order to kind of make things more functional over here. But I've also used a lot of my boxes, and then I decluttered a lot of my boxes because I like storage stuff, but the problem is I would just end up collecting it. So instead of actually using the storage boxes practically, I just have boxes inside of boxes. Didn't really make sense. This corner has just my extra filming stuff. It's extra parts for my lights. This is a thing for photography, which I haven't used a lot lately. That was like more when I did flat lays for Instagram, so I could make the lighting look better. Then there's just like a camera bag. I don't have a whole lot of storage in my apartment, so I just have to take advantage of like every little nook and cranny that I can, which is why that stuff's right there. On the wall is some art that my son made. So I just wanted to hang something up from him. And then just Eiffel Tower photo because, well, I like them. I think it's aesthetically pretty. Up on top here is my shelf of birds. I had a realization when I was thinking about how, like, I'm gonna have to start collecting birds like my dad did because my dad always really liked birds. And then I looked at the shelf and I was like, I'm already there. I've already been doing it. My birds of choice, sorry for the weird angle, but I'm pretty short. I'm 5'4", so you're seeing things from my perspective, and I'm trying to tilt it up. But these are my bird shelf. A lot of owls. I'm very into owls. I would love to have a tawny frogmouth right in that space in the middle between the white bird, right in front of like the snow globe, because I have 2 snow globes. I would love to have a tawny frogmouth, not an owl, but is close-ish to an owl, and are one of my absolute favorite creatures. They look like Muppets. I love them. Just a star and another owl. I have things that I really like. And I have this photo that says I can and I will. I got this a couple of years ago and it hung above my computer then, and I still hang it there now because it just reminds me to just not give up. I get really down on myself, and sometimes even when filming and with editing, and like I'm sitting, like I just use this computer for editing. Like that's the only thing I use this computer for. My old iMac that is causing me a lot of problems, but this is the only thing I use it for. I don't use it for anything else. It's just editing, and sometimes I will just get down on myself and I'll just be like, what's the point? Like, why am I doing this? I can and I will, so I just remind myself constantly about that. So my computer, this is my whole editing setup, my desk, my chair, my computer, headphones, real exciting stuff. This is where I sit to edit, memory cards. Nothing very exciting to talk about there. I have a notebook, so when I'm editing, I make notes of the images I want to add in the order. so that it's easy for me to go back and edit things, because I have an issue with my computer freezing. So for example, as I've talked about before, if I was to edit and then stop because I wanted to insert like a brand logo, I have to get the brand logo, import the image, you know, edit the image, insert the image where I want it. My computer would crash probably 3 times trying to make that happen because it was so many steps. So I'd like to do a full wave through of editing and then go back in and add in those images all together at the same time, which seems to make my life a lot easier. So I just keep a notebook there in order to track all that. I have a little ring light from Pixie, so I don't know how well that light's gonna show up, but I wish it stayed on. It does turn off after a couple of seconds. I like it for if I happen to do like lives or something. I just feel like it's a little bit more illuminating on my face. Since the lighting here is pretty shadowy and pretty dark, and this is daytime, and I still have all of my studio lights on because when I turn it off, it's just not bright enough. So counts for some of the shadowiness. There's not a whole lot I can do. Like you can see a lot of shadows in here. Like the only lights that's not on are my ring light and a little light by my little desk there. But like the overhead lighting is not great for this sort of situation, but I'm in an apartment and there's not a whole lot I can do. So moving on, before we get to the makeup, trying to push all the lights out of the way, we have this other storage unit here. This has lived many lives. This used to be in the bathroom and used to hold all of my makeup at one point. Literally every single piece of makeup I owned used to all fit on this one storage unit. Makeup, brushes, skincare, everything, all at one time, all lived on that. And now it's also been used in bathrooms for like towels and stuff, and now it lives here. So I have this, which moves around, and that's the wig I was talking about earlier that I just didn't really have a space for it, so I just kind of tossed it up there. Not the most ideal place, but this just has like a lot of USBs and stuff for storage. I haven't really utilized it because I haven't really needed to utilize it. It's kind of an odd shape. Some headbands and stuff that are hanging here that I just didn't really know where to put, or things that I'm kind of like a little bit more cautious of that I don't want to like crumble, because like flowers and stuff can break pretty easily. Then there's just a lot of display stuff up here. I have my little skeleton fish, which came from like the dollar store Halloween a couple of years ago, but I moved it when I rearranged this behind me. This is what you see when I'm filming usually, so I just moved it over here for now. I like creepy dead things. I don't know what it is, especially fish. I have a sponge over on this side that my friend Hunter gave me that I just never used, and I just like it in the packaging and it makes me smile when I look at it. This is an empty acrylic storage thing that I don't have any use for right now. And in the back, my mom just recently gave me this like Nova Scotian tartan kind of bowl, and I wasn't sure what to use it for, but I had some leaves and stuff that fell off my wreath from my front door, because I have like seasonal wreaths for my front door, apartment living. And I just put them there for now because I like the colors. The next row, we just have a Dior bag, a R2-D2 ornament, a birthday card from my son for my birthday this past year, some Christmas things that aren't usually here. They're just here right now, like this penguin snow globe and my little chocolate kiss sort of decoration. I have a Pokeball because I like Pokemon, so I have to have my Pokeball there. If anybody was wondering about this, this is just my old camera, which I still have because it still works, just in case something happened with this one that I'm currently filming on. A Penguin USB and empty box. I have empty boxes everywhere. This one just says like, don't agonize, get it done, great work, think positive, find solutions, all positive like stuff on there, so that's why I keep that there as well, just positive reinforcement. And then I have Sony Movio Studio, which I tried to used previously on my old computer and it didn't work, so I still have it there because I'm hoping that maybe sometime that might actually be a suitable editing program for me, or worth a shot anyway. Then also on here I have just a lace fan. Don't even remember where I got this, but I just keep it there. Moving further down, I have a Chanel bag. Again, I just like some designer stuff for like decor things. There's a brush bag, and then this is just some additional things that I may want or need for filming. So like Scotch tape if I want to use that on my eyes. I have Inglot Duraline and my MAC mixing medium, makeup remover wipes, just sort of like a variety of things that I may possibly want for filming that's within easy reach. Then there's just some more storage stuff. I have a framed, it's kind of dusty, Fleetwood Mac Purple Dancer Dragonfly record that I just haven't found a home for. This is an empty office storage unit thing that used to be in my bathroom, and I'll show you the new one when I show you what's in there. Just, I didn't have a place to put it, and I feel like sometime if I have a bigger counter space, I'd like to have the bigger one back. This has some special effects makeup. This is a little bit of canvas art that my best friend made me when we were in high school. It has a quote from Practical Magic on it. My darling girl, when are you going to understand that being normal isn't necessarily a virtue? It rather denotes a lack of courage. It's dated 2004. I just didn't have a place to put it, so I wanted to... Problem doing things with one hand. I didn't have a place to put it, so I just keep it there for right now. This box, like I said, has special effects makeup in it. This has fake flowers, like I have a little vase with some fake flowers there. And then these are some makeup sponges that are really old, also I believe circa like 2004, 2005. So I keep them because my mom bought them for me back when I was getting into makeup again in high school. Let's look at the whole back spot here. So this is where all my makeup, or most of it, lives, besides what you've already seen. So the only other place that you haven't seen that has makeup is the bathroom. So this is my area where I film. This is often what you see behind me. I have my Fleetwood Mac records up there. I really want to get proper record framing things. I just really want to be able to frame them and have everything like lined up properly. They're not really well lined up at all, but I have the original Rumors album. Well, it's not original. This is the one on clear vinyl, and this is the alternate Rumors on the other side that is from Record Store Day. So I just have it on my wall, keeping the records alive because I really feel like it just kind of gives people an instant idea of who I am. And that's what I feel like the background does as well. Like I feel like this really is a good representation of who I am as a person. A little cluttered, a little chaotic, a mix of kind of dark and light. So I'll take you through what all this stuff is and why I have it out here. So starting on this side, I have a RuPaul prayer candle, because of course I do. I have a little wooden sign that says "Go Your Own Way," again, referencing Fleetwood Mac. My boyfriend brought me this. We were shopping together and he found it. He pointed this out. He's like, "Hey, look what I found," and it had to be mine. So this I recently purchased for a couple of dollars because it has a cardinal on it. My dad's favorite birds were always cardinals, and I saw this and I was like, my dad would have loved this. Like, it was really just like a $6 thing I found at HomeSense, and my dad would have loved it. It's just like a little cardboard kind of decoration thing. So I had to pick that up for him. And then I have my creepy stuff. So I have like, this is just the stuff that I really like. I like skulls. I like skulls, but I like skulls played in kind of a different way. So like this skull has rhinestones on it. This skull has butterflies on it. There's a skull with a glittery black cat on it. There is the skull hand mirror with the roses on it. And then there's another skull with flowers on it. So I like that sort of like Grateful Dead vibe of the pretty things like the flowers and the butterflies and the sparkles with the skulls. It's sort of this whole circle of life. What's old is new again, and there's beauty in death and all that kind of stuff. So that's just really the thing I like. I have a lava lamp. It's not plugged in right now, but it does work. Yay. I have a bunch of cards here that were from friends, so they sent me stuff. I'd like to keep cards out because I really enjoy cards. I keep all kinds of cards. Everything I've ever gotten I've really kept. I have a couple of memory boxes, so when I get new cards, I will swap some of these older ones out and I will put these in my memory boxes, and that's just what I've always done. I like to have those little sort of personal things out there. And then in the back, I just have some extra makeup brushes in one of the broken 3-wick candle holders. I need to replace it with something else. And then I do have an actual candle in the back there. just like a throwback to those early YouTube days when everybody had the candle back there, and that's Marshmallow Fireside, so I just really like the smell of it. And then the previously mentioned flowers. So I just feel like I have like a really good representation of like who I am. So when I'm doing a video and this is behind me, I feel like people get a good idea like right at the very beginning what I'm all about before I even talk. For better or for worse, I guess. All right, so the big part. Let's talk about all the makeup. So it's a lot, yes. Is it a lot for YouTube standards? No. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I suggest you don't compare yourself to me. I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, I think. Jeez, wow, yeah, I think 5 years. And I've gone through a lot in that time. And I also haven't purchased a lot of things in the last couple of years, and I've just been trying to use a lot of stuff. So, in general, we have lip products on the top. Then we have some like base products, blushes, other things. So we're going to go through all of it. So starting right up here, we have some lip products. So this is all of my lip liners. I've got MAC lip liners. Most of these I think are MAC lip liners. There's some ColourPop lip liners, a bunch of drugstore lip liners like Rimmel. Just all together. I want to find a different place to store it because I find that it's a little bit difficult to see everything because everything's kind of jammed in pretty tight there, but I'm hoping when I declutter some more of my lip products that will make my life easier. This is a lot of like lip balms, a few liquid lipsticks, those like lip sticks, like these ones are all from Elle, so I have a bunch of those Elle ones. On the bottom here, there's more lip glosses. This doesn't open because I have to have, you know, maximizing the space I have here. But there's like lip glosses and lip creams and stuff on the bottom as well. And I can easily take this out and get at things if I need to. That's the benefit of having this kind of stuff in acrylic containers, is that it's really easy to move all of these things. And if you're curious about how much I actually have, my last video was a makeup inventory of the numbers, so it gives you an idea of how much I actually have and what that looks like in comparison. This is more lip products here. We have mostly lip glosses here, so like Pixie, Kaleidos, we have CoverGirl, I think that's CoverGirl, Katy Perry gloss, this purple gloss, Dior lip glosses, this is an e.l.f. like lip oil, Anastasia lip glosses. Down in the bottom there is Lancome, there's the Incredible Gloss, Marc Jacobs, MAC, so just a bunch of variety things, just trying to arrange it in a way that I can kind of easily see things, and like I recognize what some packaging is, which makes me like, okay, I know, like Dior gloss, so I know where things are, and I try to keep things together as much as I possibly can. On the next side, we have more lip products. So we have liquid lipsticks. These are like liquid suedes from NYX. I have a bunch of the little ones. I have like a Fenty lip paint. I have the Ofra Jen Love Reviews liquid lipsticks back here. I have Wet n Wild. I have ColourPop, more NYX, Anastasia, Marc Jacobs, just a wide variety of more liquid lipsticks. I will say not everything I have here is from brands I support. This is the disclaimer in every video, but just because I still own something doesn't mean I endorse it. I fully believe in, once the money has been spent, making the most of your money. And that doesn't mean I have to show things off, and this isn't me showing things off or like saying I support every single brand that I'm showing, just so nobody gets it twisted. Then I have a separate acrylic container. So I have like just a lot of acrylic containers because I find it's easy. I like to be able to get at my things pretty easily, and if possible, I like to be able to see things because it helps me use it more. So this is more of like general collectible kind of makeup. This is some of the stuff that I mentioned in my collectible category. So just, I have a bunch of Dior stuff. I like the packaging. This is definitely collectible makeup. So I have my Marilyn products, Marilyn eyeshadow and lip gloss from an old MAC collection, and I have the packaging still as well. This is the MAC Seahorse one, and then these are some MAC shadows that I just thought kind of all went together. And then this is just, again, some miscellaneous stuff that I wasn't quite sure where to put. So like single NARS shadow, single Tom Ford shadow, another MAC shadow, and then the nude sticks. collaboration, these like more stick sort of lip products. I just didn't really have a home anywhere else and just fit there nicely. So I was like, that's where it stays. Back here behind this is like the Maryland packaging, like I had mentioned. So I've got the boxes that the lip gloss and the eyeshadow came in. I just didn't really have anywhere to put it, so this hadn't been here before, so that stuff was visible, but then when I rearranged things, that's just what ended up happening. This is my MAC lipsticks, all of the MAC lipsticks I own, including the one liquid lipstick I have. There is more glosses, more Dior glosses, which I need to rearrange things, like I said, so that like similar things are together. Wet n Wild, GlossierBomb.com, Givenchy. So just some more lip products and drawers of liquid lipsticks as well. Just a bunch of different products. Pop Beauty and Kylie Cosmetics, and I think these are all Pop Beauty liquid lipsticks. So that's all together in there. It's a lot of lip products. Going further down still is more lip products. This is the end of it. I have a lot of lipsticks. So these are 3 separate acrylic containers that I just wanted to be able to store things in a way that things are really easily visible and recognizable for me, so that when I want to grab something, I know what I'm looking for. So I did really kind of keep most of like my black, darker packaging in the front, and then like golden pink packaging, and then the pixie stuff in the back. So we have NARS, for example. I have lipsticks like Scarlet Empress. I have like this beautiful Givenchy lipstick. This is an Estee Edit one. I have Urban Decay lipsticks. I've got Wet n Wild, NYX. This is old Kat Von D, which I haven't gotten rid of. I'm kind of surprised I still have that actually. Bite. Just like a wide variety of different lipsticks there. In the back, there's like Tarte, Fenty, there is Lisa Eldridge, there's Charlotte Tilbury, there's Milani, there's CoverGirl, there's Too Faced. So there's a wide variety here. I'm holding my camera in one hand because my tripod doesn't work for like this low of an angle, so I can't like open every single package to show you. But I do have liquid lipsticks here from Pixie in the back. So a bunch of different colors there. So this is just very simple makeup collection. I'd say a lot of these are probably like neutral shades. Nothing, I don't think, very exciting. A lot of this is older as well. So the next thing is blushes. So I just, again, did my blush inventory. This is MAC blushes, like Clinique, Milani, Elf, Tarte, Chanel, Fenty, Natasha Denona. Just very, I wanted to keep it on display so that I can really see things easy and grab what I want to when I need it. Over on this side, we have some complexion products like face powder, foundation. So I have my face primers right here. So I've got like a mini from Makeup Forever, and then I have more of these sample sizes that are in with my sample box. Travel size of the Makeup Forever Step 1, the VDL Lumi primer. I have my MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation, the Giorgio Armani Fenty. I have the Too Faced Born This Way concealers. That is an e.l.f. concealer, and this is a concealer palette, which I can't quite get out right now with the one hand, but this is a L'Oreal concealer palette that also has a green in it. And then there is the Coastal Scents concealer palette. So that is what this Concealer Essentials. There is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit. So that stays all together in this area because there is bronzing contour powders. There is face powders. So these is like the Laura Mercier. There's Makeup Forever, Bare Minerals. There is more bronzing kind of products. There's these bronzing, like contour sculpting wand from Charlotte Tilbury, Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, a Bare Minerals bronzer, a small Becca bronzer, Benefit Hoola Light. I did do a declutter collection of all of those products as well. And then further down, these are highlighters and a couple of face powders that didn't quite fit up in the top category. So if you are wondering about my highlighters, I'd strongly recommend my highlighter collection video. So I'm very shaky here. I'm like right on the ground and I'm trying to hold things at a really good angle, but I know I'm shaky. So highlighters, liquid highlighters, highlighter palette. There's like MAC Soft and Gentle there. Elf, Milani, Physicians Formula, a lot of Becca highlighters in there. L'Oreal, NYX, that's the one that I broke right after I filmed when I said like I'm gonna keep this one because it's not broken, and then I dropped it like after I filmed. I just was trying to carry too many things and it just went flying right out of my hand and broke. And then there's highlighter palettes in here. So I have like the Anastasia Glow Kits that I have. I also have this other Charlotte Tilbury wand, which I recently found. Added that to my inventory numbers. The Pixie highlighters, which are almost done. So that is it for the highlighters. If you again want to see them completely in depth, I would suggest my highlighter collection and declutter video. Then in the back here, we have this is one of those candle 3-wick things that just holds some brow products in there right now. So I have like just an extra brow pencil from Pop Beauty. I have the Anastasia brow powder, some extra brow powder because I just wasn't sure where to put that stuff. Then I have some more weird eyeshadow things. Like I have these liquid eyeshadows from Pixie. I have this one from Clarins, which is like a liquid cream eyeshadow. These NYX like eye crayons, the NYX Milk. This is like a Burberry one. These are like eye crayons, sort of like smudgy sticks, as opposed to like actual eyeliners. So I have a lot of my pencil eyeliners are in here in a variety of different shades. This is not really the most manageable. I do need to sit down and like weed through these because I know that there's some that probably aren't good, because although eyeliners tend to last a long time, like especially if you take care of them and you can sharpen them, they tend to last longer than others. So I just have to kind of reorganize this a little bit. This has my liquid eyeliners and it has all of my heavy metal glitter liners from Urban Decay. So this is just an easy access place for me to grab all of these liquid liners. And then, okay, so taking those out, there is some black liners, some extra liquid liners, things that I need to get rid of because most of those are pretty gone, but I was just keeping them because some of them have like just enough pigment, like not enough that I could really do a winged liner, but enough pigment if I needed to like fill in my lash line, like for a lash band if I'm wearing false lashes, which I haven't been wearing lately because my lash glue sucks. So I've mostly just been skipping false lashes, which is why I haven't had to go through my liquid liners yet. And then the last acrylic container on this side has some more sort of miscellaneous things that I wasn't quite sure where to put. So most of these are just single shadows. So we've got some Urban Decay shadows like Woodstock. This is an old Chopper from Urban Decay. There's Half Baked, which is my favorite gold shadow, and of course my extra rose stripe because I have a rose stripe in my bathroom. This is the Clionadh Cosmetics Aftershock highlighters, which also appeared in my highlighter declutter collection video, but I use them more as eyeshadow, so that's why I put them in here so I can easily see them. And this is kind of empty right now, so I've got, these are 2 Urban Decay lounges, but I just kept both of them. And I've got my Melt stack here. This is the Melt Rust stack, I believe that's the one. I just kept it here because I really wasn't sure where else it fit, because it's not quite an eyeshadow palette, but it's not singles, they have to be kept together, so that's why I just kept everything there. So that is just the overview of my makeup collection. I really don't think it's very exciting. Like, I always get the comment of people when I show stuff, people are always like, I thought you had more. Well, I don't. This is it. This is what you are seeing is what it is. So that is what my entire collection looks like, with the exception, of course, of the stuff that's in my bathroom, which I will be showing you momentarily. So that's the space. I've got 9 little cubbies full of makeup, in addition to the eyeshadow palettes, and then the other couple of drawers with more eyeshadow and with blush. But yeah, I feel like I've done pretty good. I would like to get down to, so see if I can zoom out a little bit. I'm zoomed out as much as I possibly can. So I am just sitting on the floor here right now. For future plans of like what I would like this to look like, I would like to be able to spread things out a little bit more, and I'd like to be able to get rid of like one of the lipstick shelves. Like, so let's just say, like, for example, like that is gone. So like I only have like 3 rows of lipstick as opposed to 4, and then I can spread things out so that things are more visible and I can use things easier, because the problem I tend to have is like if I don't see things, I don't use it. Out of sight, out of mind. So that's definitely how I work. So I want to make sure things are as visible as possible. I want to work through my eyeliners. So I have a few little goals for things that I wanted to tweak, and now as I'm like looking at it more, I'm like, okay, I want to make adjustments to this and adjustments to that, but it has to be functional for me. So I just wanted to show it because I've gotten so many questions, which, I mean, I think a lot of people are just like nosy and curious and just want to know how things are. I don't really imagine that this is going to give people much inspiration in any way, but this is just how I have my setup. Who's over in her spot? Who's over in her spot? It's a cashmere. Hi, baby. Hi, precious. So as you can see, this is where Cashmere spends a lot of her time, and she's back over here now. Where are you going? Aww. So the last general thing I want to talk about is just my setup. So you've seen a lot of my lights. They're all mostly on right now because like I said, was trying to illuminate this space. This is where I sit. So this is my fancy little stool, and I have one of these 3-drawer like kitchen storage things that I use for filming, because if I have like notes, if I have anything like I want to reference or use, makeup products can go right on here, and then anything that I don't need immediately can get tucked away into one of those drawers, which I just recently cleaned out because I do have a habit of letting things accumulate. I have a bad habit of not putting things away. Definitely is a struggle. So right now in here is just extra mirrors for when I'm filming, mirror. And in here is the basket of my maybes, my blushes and highlighters. So these haven't officially been added to my inventory. I will add them if I decide to keep them. Then that's the only reason why my numbers will change. If I decide to get rid of them, then my inventory numbers won't change because they're not officially in there, because they're, I'm not certain about what I'm going to do with them. And then I just had a mug there because I had some water in there that I was drinking as I was filming. So this is where I sit with all that fun stuff behind me. This is what it looks like. And now I'm going to show you my bathroom. Okay, we are in my bathroom right now, and I feel a little weird showing the internet my bathroom, so I'm just going to keep it to the sink. You can see I have a dress, and I also have my bathrobe robe hanging in behind the door. So anyway, this is my bathroom setup and the remainder of my makeup collection. So I'll just take you through. Up here I have an old nail polish storage rack. It was painted white, and I have it on my wall now for skincare. Not everything fits very well, as you can kind of see. Things are kind of like flopped over. It's not the most aesthetic looking skincare display, but it's functional for me. Things are visible, like I said, very important for me to use it, and things are within reach. I want to get like a little Q-tip holder from like the dollar store. I don't use Q-tips very often, mostly just for like fixing like makeup things. But I want to get a little Q-tip holder at the dollar store. I just haven't been to the dollar store in a while. So this is what works for me for skincare. Nothing very elaborate. Like I said, it's just like a $10 nail polish rack that I found, I think, at like Winners. Down on my sink, I have my brushes here. So this is new. I got this Eyes Lip Face container at HomeSense. Because I went to HomeSense because I needed another acrylic container when I was finishing my setup after I did my inventory, and I saw this there. It was like $10. It's like, this is perfect, because then I was able to replace the 3 wick candle holders, which is where my brushes had lived previously, and then I used those for my brow products and for some of my other eye products, so I was able to make use of all that stuff. So this works really well. I like that it's really like compact and fits right against like the wall there, so that I can maximize the space, because as you can see, like my sink is really small. I'm trying to maximize space as much as I possibly can. So like I mentioned, the storage thing I had here, which is like twice the size of this one. Both of these I had for a while. This was just a different one I had in a different spot. But the other one like hung over the edge quite a bit. So this really almost lines up almost against the edge perfectly. So that works pretty well for me, but I'll go through all that stuff. So then I just have like tissues, soap, you know, exciting stuff. This was like my big splurge. I bought some holiday soaps. This is Marshmallow Fireside soap. This was the big treat for myself. Toothbrushes in a Dragonfly Inn mug that broke. I've got some Pixie products there, Fix Plus. I have another eyeshadow sort of display thing. I actually think this is for like offices, for like envelopes or letters or something. But this one has my lip palette in there and whatever I'm currently using. So right now it's the Elf Earth and Ocean, and then I just dug out the Laura Mercier editorial eye palette so that I can use it. Underneath it is the box that has my Project Pan items so that it's close enough, but I can take this up and move this over to like this empty space here so I can dig those Project Pan items out when I need them. It's close enough so I'll remember to use it. In here is the remainder of my product. So we have more like face primer. There's the foundations that I'm using up. Got a lip scrub, concealer. On this side, I didn't have room for everything. So that's my strobe cream from MAC. Beauty blender, sponges. Things are dirty because they're used. I haven't cleaned everything. I need to do another sponge and brush cleaning. Try and do it weekly. Some lash glue, eyelash curler, pencil sharpeners. I have a little by the fireplace perfume there. Then in these little sections, I have concealer, color corrector. So I have Glossier concealer. There's the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is a little green concealer stick. My Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. The new Becca under eye corrector I purchased because I just couldn't live without it. The Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette. There is my Burberry Contour and my Anastasia Contour Stick, and then Road Stripe eyeshadow. And then over here is just mascara, brow products, so Pixie Mascara, Makeup Forever Brow Gel, Anastasia Brow Wiz Dip Brow. It's a little chaotic right now. There's some eyeliner here as well. There's just a lot of product and not enough space for everything. And I was just trying to figure out what would make the most sense to me, like where I know things are going to be living. So I will have a couple of these mascaras gone. Some of these brow products are almost done as well. Once there's less product in here, it'll be more manageable, but this is just where I wanted to keep things for now to make the most sense for me. And then right here on the edge is just the two things that I've been using recently from my Maybe section. The Maybe blush, which is the Dolce Pink Baked Blush from Milani, and then this prismatic highlighter from Too Faced, which was the Maybe. So I just put it here for now while I'm using it so that I remember to use it as I'm testing it out to see if it's worth keeping. So that is what my little makeup skincare kind of storage section looks like in my bathroom. Like, I'm just gonna relocate out here while I finish talking because I feel a little weird about being in my bathroom on the internet. Like I said, I wanted to show what my storage looks like just because I feel like that is a little bit more realistic than what you see often when it comes to collection videos, but it's not like a non-YouTuber kind of collection because I'm sure many people haven't converted their dining rooms into filming, editing, makeup storage spots. So I know it's definitely a little unique, but I'm just making do with the stuff that I have, with the storage things that I have. I really am happy with my space overall. Like, I know there's flaws, I know there's issues, but for me, it's practical usage and it makes me happy. I really like things. Like I of course always know that there's things that can be improved upon, but for what my limitations have been, I feel really good about what my space looks like and how I use it. And I'm constantly motivated to go back to it. So it's really functional for me, and that's been the most important thing, is that I wanted it to be the most functional space it could be that would keep me motivated and not like bog my mind down, like not being over cluttered and not being full of stuff that I wouldn't necessarily use, and also just not a carbon copy of what I've seen other people have, as easy as that is to do, because yeah, there's a reason why the majority of the internet and like content creators have setups that look the same way. It's because it works, but I could never have a setup that meant that most of my makeup wouldn't be visible. I want to have most of my makeup visible, and I think like all of it really is. Like I can easily look around and see where everything is at a moment's notice. So that is everything for my filming setup, my makeup storage, my makeup collection. I hope that you found this interesting. If that satisfied that little curious instinct that you might have had about what my space looked like. If you have any questions, leave them for me. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If there's specific things you would like to see, more in-depth looks at sections of my collection that I haven't talked about, make sure to let me know. Like I said, most of the interesting stuff has already been done, like eyeshadow, like blush, like highlighter. So if those things interest you and you haven't already seen those videos and you're really curious about exactly what I have, check those out. Don't forget to check out my inventory video by the numbers, so that if you're thinking, gee, that looks like a lot, or maybe gee, that doesn't look like a lot, maybe check out my inventory video and you can actually hear how many things I have. So puts that number to the images. Let me know if you have any general feedback for me. Any video requests, ideas, suggestions are always very much welcomed. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.